He is the head of Twitter Sports and is the man responsible for feeding us. He delivered pizza from Luminati's so that we can enjoy that for episodes 1 and 2 of The Last Dance. The good news is that Sarunas has finally got here. So
I
was worried, fam. I was worried.
Don't worry about it, man. I'm gonna save it for
before
next
I drop
episodes.
your name, first of all, I got to show respect to your hoodie. A lot of people have called it the Gigi hoodie because Kobe was wearing it with Gigi to the game. This is the one and only TJ Adeshola, my Niger brother from another mother. Us Africans just taking over this
finale is just Nigerian, like this Nigerian finale.
Yeah, you got all kinds of Africans coming at you, Nick.
We out here. How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good. How you been?
I'm good. Last night felt like it was the NBA Finals. It felt like it was game. We were suiting up. People had outfits on, put their J's on the whole night.
I had warm-ups everything. Yeah, that's what's up.
Thank you so much for the pizza, man. Let's just get into it because obviously the world we had no choice. The world has been stopped. I was going to say the world stopped for this show.
Right.
But we at least had a purpose yesterday, when it came to sports. I felt a lot of guilt just because I'm a 90s baby, and I didn't get to experience MJ live. Like 97, I would have been 5 years old. So this sort of felt like my first time experiencing him live, at least through the storytelling. What were y'all's biggest takeaways from The Last Dance? And I guess we can start this with Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, I'll tell you, from my perspective, I saw people on Twitter ready to give up their stimulus check for Scottie. Like, as
we here.
You know what I mean? Like,
we here.
Scottie made good on the back. It was wild. So,
my man.
Yeah, that was the top conversation or topic of conversation on Twitter.
Not for me.
Wow.
I like the name they had. The what's that cocaine circus?
What up?
What did they call it, Nick?
Jay here.
The cocaine
circus. Yeah.
Jay.
What's good?
Hey, Sarunas, I usually do the intros, but this is all you, Sarunas.
It is my honor. I get emotional every time I talk about this, man.
Sarunas.
You know what I'm saying? We got the one and only Jay Ellis. I'm the ambassador president of Lawrence Hive. So, everybody knows it, AKA Lawrence. My man in the building. He used to hoop too. So everybody's certified here. I love it. That's what's up, man. This makes it a big party. We just talking about The Last Dance right now.
Wait, can we welcome him?
That's why everybody give a
you ain't gotta welcome me. The Last Dance.
Yeah, we're on The Last Dance. We got a Last Dance.
Welcome. That was the welcome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, my bad. We go ahead. I was cutting you off talking, but he had came in. My bad. TJ.
Oh.
Now Nick was talking about something.
Oh, you were
the cocaine circus.
Okay, let me bring it all together. Right now on the pod, we've got Jay Ellis of Insecure. We got TJ Adeshola of Twitter Sports. Okay, guys. We obviously, like, on a normal day, we'd be so hyped to have y'all, but like The Last Dance trumps everything. So I'm just gonna start with you, Jay, and let's just talk the first topic that I think everyone, as TJ said, because he's the king of trending topics, no pun intended, Scottie Pippen, and how everyone was feeling, everyone was in their feelings about his contract. What were your thoughts discovering all of that, Jay?
I never knew any of that. What's crazy is I feel like that stuff never played out in front of us. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it looked like, first of all, Jerry Krause, come on.
A Space Jam villain.
There's always a Jerry Krause everywhere, in every building.
In life.
In life, man. It's crazy. But no,
life.
The Scottie stuff was crazy, man. Like, I never realized any of that. And on one side of it, I understand the value of using a bargaining chip like Scottie for trade bait. Like, I get it. But at the same time, you literally have one of the top 5 players, somewhere between 2 and 5 best players in the NBA on your team.
As your number
Why would
2.
you even consider that question when you could go get another chip? Like, it just makes no sense to me that you even, and then just pay the dude a few extra dollars. Like, I just don't get that. That just doesn't make business sense. What's
crazy about that is you raised such a good point. You were like, nobody knew unless you were in an NBA circle that his contract was so bad. If that happened in 2020, Woj would have tweeted it out. We would have seen the details. X amount,
what's guaranteed, everything.
Exactly. So it's wild how different the eras are and how like there was not the backlash wasn't that crazy back then. Today, people would have went crazy.
So speaking of today, I actually did the calculations because I'm a super nerd, and I said, what would Scotty's situation seem like today?
I went to Stanford.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, like, why would a normal person do this? Well, I don't know. I'm a nerd. 18 million in 1992, which was his first year of the deal, has the same purchasing power as 33 million, almost 34 million in 2020. So basically, it's like an NBA player now being on a deal, a top 5 NBA player. That's a 7-year, $33 million deal. Mind you, that's what top star players make in 1 year. So that's what he was stuck in. Nick, what were you thinking about when you heard a 7-year deal? I was like, what?
I ain't gonna lie to you. But I think I was more impressed that they showed that like how he was cussing them out on the bus, but his teammates wasn't like, they wasn't mad at him. They still rallied around him too. So that was dope to me.
That's like Phil when he understood why like Scotty was like, I'm gonna get surgery right now. Like I'm not. Yeah, and Phil was like, okay, cool. Everybody, MJ, Phil, and Scotty got underpaid. And they're 3 of the greatest, like anything that has to do with basketball, you know what I'm saying? And that's to me, all 3 of them to get underpaid and give you 6 chips. I gotta give honestly low key credit to Jared just for being able to swing that. I'm like, dog, how that loyalty? That's why today I love it when they.
Did y'all peep that MJ was making $30 million that year though?
Right. Yo. And then said that Scotty was being selfish.
Oh yeah,
the nerve.
Oh my!
I didn't like
but see, he better than Scotty, so he could be the only one to talk shit. But like, you selfish, mo. He's like, I own the league. I should be the logo. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But Nick, you must be used to that though, right? Because like you said, I'm surprised that people just took it because now people don't just take it anymore. Like if you're mean, they get hurt in their feelings, right? Well, you literally play with Kobe, so I feel like you get that on a whole different level.
Like what?
You get the fact that like it's okay for a star player to be angry, to cuss people out, to be like the a-hole because you play with Kobe. And like that's sort of what Kobe, it's the same comparison kind of, right?
Nah, because I didn't see Kobe cuss out like the GM on the bus. Like that's a different level. That's
that part.
Some Gil shit. That's like some Gil shit.
Gilbert Arena.
Like, I've never seen
nobody
on the bus with all the teammates and everybody and you just yelling to the top of your lungs to the people in the front. Like it's crazy.
What are you gonna say, Jay?
Like the equivalent of PJ Carlissimo getting choked out.
Oh man.
Damn.
Like that was the step before. Like if we had to like build our way up to that.
Oh man, just funny just seeing the clip even when MJ was at his Hall of Fame, giving his Hall of Fame speech. And Krause was there and he was just saying all that shit. He's like, I don't know who invited him because I didn't. And they talked about his quote that he said that the organization wins chips, which was wild to say. And then talking about that then, that just goes to show all this time later, as old as he is, in his Hall of Fame speech, he's still like, man, I don't fuck with you. Like that speaks volumes on who I guess they thought he was, you know.
What did you guys think about when
they need to pay Pippen now?
Then they give him a 3-year contract for 75.
That next deal was crazy though. The next deal Pippen got was stupid.
Yeah, right. He need championship residuals.
What did you guys feel like? I know we talked about. I mean, did we really talk about Jordan? Now, Sarunas, you had a great question about Jordan and his personality. Do you want to toss it?
Jay, isn't MJ probably your favorite player of all time?
All time.
Okay. Question: is MJ a snitch?
Wow. It's a real ass question. It's a great question.
It's MJ a snitch. Let's just be real about it. Did he or did he not? Okay, then we got Nick's standpoint. I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying which way I stand. I'm asking because it got real testy. It got real muddy.
And before you answer, let's just be clear on the quote. Was the quote not the whole team was in a room with X, Y, and Z happening?
Yep.
But
the whole team was doing that.
All we do is tell stories on podcasts. So he didn't give out names like it was PJ Brown doing lines over there.
Right. He said the whole team.
Dennis Rodman was smoking right there.
Nigga, he said the whole
had
team.
5 hoes right there. He said, man, the whole team was partying.
Paxton down needle.
We go to parties now and you do the same shit.
But ain't nobody being like, oh yeah, man, the whole team was sniffing up stuff. Like, no, they're not saying that. Come on.
That.
Yeah,
he
but
said it was lines over there.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't really. It doesn't feel like snitching to me. It feels like storytelling to me.
Yeah.
Because
I was snitching and I was like, yo, I saw Sarunas in the corner, blah, 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 blah.
Facts.
All right, if Ron Harper said that, would it be snitching?
No.
Nah? Okay, because I know MJ that's different. But if Ron Harper was like, oh, the whole team was doing this,
I also feel like here's
this,
the thing.
and I left.
I also feel like, I mean, this is a whole nother thing, and we'll see when it actually happens. But I also feel like when Showtime comes out on HBO, I feel like we're going to have a whole new view of what happened for a very long time. Lakers, but we just were never privy to any of that information. And people are just telling their truth because it was okay at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, it doesn't feel like snitching as much as it feels like, to me, like, yo, it's funny. I was talking about this the other day. Like, I feel like you could tell a girl, like, when I was talking about this with a friend of mine, but like in high school, like if you started playing juvenile and like told a girl to back that ass up, like that was just, it was nothing. Now, if you do that, it's a whole nother conversation. We're just at a whole nother time where we know that that's not appropriate anymore. And you can't, we shouldn't be doing
that. So you ain't telling these chicks back there?
You know what I'm trying to say.
Wait, what happened to you, Jay? Jay, tell the story. Tell the story,
what
Jay.
happened when you were in 11th grade? What happened?
Okay.
He's like, I'm gonna let you know you can't tell a girl throw that ass.
Y'all go catch case. Y'all gonna be out there with Harvey Weinstein. Y'all go here. Ain't nobody
wait. I think we finally found a topic
God.
in which Jay is pretty insecure. So speaking of this, how have you really seen the development of your character and just the show, your bromance here with Sarunas off the set? Like, take us behind the scenes, because Sarunas does, but we just want to fact check him because this show has been just tremendous, not just for like the culture, just everyone, period.
I mean, you know, I'll say like personally, it's interesting. Like I was on a show before this and I did 4 years on that show and we did like 50 episodes and the cast of that show had already been together for 100 episodes by the time I got there. And so, you know, it was a different thing because they had 5 years to like love each other, hate each other, have kids, buy houses, like go do movies, come back to each other. Like they had grown and had this super tight bond. So when I got in, like me and my co-star, we were kind of on the outside and it felt like we were visiting somebody else's house. Like it didn't feel like we were in the house, but it felt like we were visiting. You know what I'm saying? With Insecure, even with like, to me, it feels like now that we're 4 seasons in, it doesn't matter if you started in season 1 or if you started in season 4, you laid a brick to build the foundation of that house. Like every single, like Sarunas built Insecure just as much as I built Insecure or Issa, or, I mean, not Issa, she the architect, we know that, but like he's built it just as much as the rest of us have. And so I feel like we all have this, even when we don't see each other a lot, we don't talk a lot, I feel like we all have this like love and camaraderie for each other because we realize that what we all did in our specific characters or in our roles on that show has allowed all of us to grow and go do other things and get other jobs and do podcasts and TV shows and movies and books and like everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, I've got a question for you.
What other show you talking about?
The
game.
The game. He was on the game with Bug. Yeah. He was on the game with
Yo,
Bug.
so from a social perspective, from a Twitter perspective, you low-key went head-to-head against Mike on Sunday night. You said you were a hooper growing up. If somebody would have told you growing up that you would have went head-to-head with Mike, you know what I mean? You're the insecure king versus the king of sports of all time going head-to-head on the timeline, dog. Who's right?
Like the lessons I learned from Mike along the way, I gotta still go battle at the end of the day. Like I still gotta show up and do what I gotta do. If I lose, I lose, but I still got to go play to win.
Another thing I learned too, Michael couldn't win without Pippen, right?
Word.
Come on, man. We know this.
Great?
Huh?
So is he the greatest? Even though he couldn't win without Pippen, he lost
still
4
one
in
of
a
the
row.
greatest.
Is there anybody who could win without somebody?
Yeah.
No. Well, only one
LeBron
person's done
did.
that. He's the only one that done that.
7 times, I think, without the Miami, and not including the Miami.
Nah, not yet.
From Cleveland to the last year on Cleveland.
Are we talking Kyrie though? Isn't Kyrie somebody?
I mean, he's
The first
Pippen?
Cleveland wave.
Is he Pippen heavy or nah? I will say, I mean, Bron definitely was taking them to the finals by himself.
Ooh.
yeah.
He was doing that,
That's
even
what I'm
though
saying. That's
even
what
if he
I'm
wasn't winning, he was taking them there and even competing by himself. I mean, granted, yeah, different time, different era, but I always say
I didn't
this.
see nobody like that Jordan was going up against. It was more of a big man league to me back then.
It was, but there still was like Clyde Drexel and all that.
I don't know.
They was
Clyde and them
I
was
was older.
True, Neek.
That Celtics team.
Celtics team.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jordan was
Pistons,
22.
bad boy era.
Pistons.
Yeah, they and the Pistons were whooping their ass.
Teams that Larry Bird retired in 90.
Right. Yeah.
God damn, y'all saying Magic Johnson retired?
No,
right
I
next
agree
to
with
him.
you. Now, I'm just playing the other side because I will say, like, when we talked about like him beating the Jazz that last year, their second leading scorer was Jeff Hornacek with 10 points a game. I was just like,
Athleticism looks a little different now than it did.
It is different. It's a more skillful era. I will say that. Like, your 6th best player on the team can get buckets. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it is. It's a way more skilled era. That was a more physical era. We know that. So it was just a different time.
Oh,
His defense, though, they were swarming him. Like,
scores?
they were in the paint.
You see the scores like 86 to 84.
I was snooze fast.
And you think about it like Mike going up against Jeff Hornacek and John Stockton versus Mike going up against Russell Westbrook. That's a different type of guard that you're going up against. Right. You know, I
mean, MJ's still gonna bust his ass, but he's gonna have someone coming back at him. That's the difference. Yeah. Because MJ's still gonna average 30 this era. I don't care what nobody says. 28, 30.
I think they let him have more control too, though. Like they had more of a say so.
They have more say. This your introduction, Nick. This your duty.
What you mean? Hey! Hey! What's up, dog? Hey, look, dog.
He got his jersey. He got a Jordan Clarkson
That's
jersey.
love.
That's so funny. Real. That's so
Nick,
funny.
do the intro.
Introduce him, man. Introduce your friend, Craig.
Jordan Clarkson from the Lakers to Utah, from Lakers to Cleveland to Utah, averaging 17. Ooh, getting buckets.
Going to numbers.
Man, 6th man of the year if the season in. Yeah, it's over, man. You're just sitting with us now.
Yo, we are so lucky here on Certified Buckets. This is literally the best season finale party ever because we've got JC, Jordan Clarkson. I like the hat, H-Town Lego. You already know. We've got say what?
Where you in? Cy-Fair, right?
Cy-Fair High School, you already know. Yeah. My people, we rolling deep.
Right. That's your episode today.
Jordan Clarkson has joined the party. Thank you so much for joining. We know you're Nick's bro. Nick is literally wearing your jersey. Like that's some real love.
That's my dog right there.
That's some real love. We've still got TJ Adeshola of Twitter Sports, Jay Ellis of Insecure. So the party is on. JC, first of all, we all know you took a break from making TikToks to watch The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Good production value, man.
You've been killing the TikTok game.
I was blowing TikTok up too much, man. They weren't paying me, so I had to. We were trying to make videos.
That's funny.
What were your thoughts? Initial thoughts on The Last Dance?
Hey, that was crazy. Real talk. It was fire. I rewatched it again this morning. And I was like, yeah, I rewatched it. I watched it last night, but kid's birthday. You know how we get Nick, man.
Yeah, so he didn't watch it last night. He watched it this morning.
Yeah, I really watched it this morning, and I was like, that it's crazy though. I want more to drop, but it's nice that they building up the tension, keep building and building. Everybody tripping on the Scotty contract. I'm like, dog, they made $100 million. What we tripping for?
Later on. Later on.
His career earnings is like $100 million plus. I'm like, dog.
But that's with Houston and Portland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, he ain't win no rings there for them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He in Portland, he know.
Came in with 100, didn't he?
Yeah, boy. That's a different time.
Sharonis, ask him your question.
What my favorite question of the day?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, JC, is MJ a snitch or not?
Low key, when he said, first episode, when he started walking in that room, I see the table, it was a Coke, and then he was up there smoking weed, and the other niggas over there drinking. I said, he just gonna rat everybody out on the table.
But he didn't say no names.
He didn't say no name, but
he did say the whole team.
I ain't in there, but the whole team was in there.
Yeah, bro, that was wild to me. I pictured the whole roster too.
The whole team.
Oh, that was a cold team, wasn't it? Someone with mustaches looking crazy.
Yeah, imagine wives at the house right now. They like looking at the
on that team, wasn't you?
Right. Wait, what year, babe? What year did you play on the Bulls? Huh?
Yeah,
I was on Pistons that year, babe. Yeah, no, that's funny. That's okay.
I'm suing Michael Jordan if I was on that team.
I need the next shoe to be named after me. Shit. I need.
Yeah.
But you see, he tried to include himself. He said, I didn't do none of that at the time.
He was like, I left.
I didn't do none of that
At the time.
He's like, I left.
Everything in front though, and then you drinking
at the time.
Right.
That boy, your eyes red as hell. I know you on that shit.
He's like, D right there. He's like, I work. Always bringing up some random shit. You see, I work. All right, I don't do none of that. That was funny. Yeah.
Hey, JC. The reason why this is like a lockdown edition of Certified Buckets. First of all, we're glad to have you because TJ, I don't know about your bucket getting. Jay, I know you you worked for the Trailblazers at one point?
Yeah, in college I worked for the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
You did.
That's what's up.
Oh,
Now, JC, you were there live in person when the NBA really got shut down. Can you take us behind the scenes of that whole experience? I know it was crazy.
So first person I called was Nick. Nick didn't answer the phone.
Yeah, I didn't believe
I called all the homies, and he thought I could give him Corona through the phone.
I said, don't call me, man.
Call me, man.
That's how I hear your breath. I can feel his breath. I feel his breath on my goddamn face. So
I quit.
In the locker room, dog. I'm stressing. I'm like, dog, I gotta call my nigga at least, dog. My bad for using the N-word. I gotta call my dog.
You're allowed.
And I'm just like, man. Hey, man.
I text him. I said, text me.
He said, hey, I ain't answering the phone, man.
I'm not taking no calls right now.
I got kids at home. I just had to move. Hey, man, look. I was like, you know what? Man, don't call me.
Don't call me. Call me after your 14 days is up, man.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious.
So, man,
oh, my gosh.
Hey, when I tell you that I was stressing out the whole time, I was like, literally stressing, man. We in the locker room till about 3 a.m. Then, all the hotels, first of all, none of the hotels in OKC really can do the whole team thing. Yeah. Remember the Skirvin that we used to stay at? Nobody used to stay there. Lou used to walk to the corner.
Yeah.
They said it was haunted. The Sheraton because it was haunted.
Yeah.
And then they made this new hotel, like the studio. It's like some art thing that everybody stays at, but it's pretty cool now.
Okay.
But man, they didn't even let us in there, and then we went to some Holiday Inn, Residence Inn. We was all posted up outside just waiting. It was the results gonna come back in 2 hours. We sitting there waiting. We
Wait, they didn't let y'all in the hotel?
Nah, and they was like, all right, y'all can get it, and we just booked all the rooms. Everybody went to their rooms. I was still downstairs though. I was shook. I'm scared. I'm thinking I'm finna die. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Were y'all talking to each other the whole time?
Was y'all mad at Gobert though?
People was mad, but it's just because the way the media portrayed this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You dang. At first,
looking at them
all of us now all outside. We all looking at him dog. Come on, bro. But nobody knows where he really got it from.
Yeah, that's why I kept saying, I'm like, who's to know if he got it from somebody what if,
Donnie
Spider gave him? You never know. Yeah, so.
Then Donnie had it, and I'm on ESPN with him. They talking about, look at that. Look at it. They all in the Oklahoma City arena. I'm like, man. Next day, Donovan got it. And everybody looking at me like, oh, he for sure got it then. I'm tested, bro. I'm like, I'm good.
It's so crazy.
It's the whole team at one time?
But they came in there like Monsters Inc. with them suits on.
Yeah, you had the sock on the back of your back, on your back.
Over.
Yeah, that's
they
crazy.
put the swab in your nose. They put
Hey, bro, I'm talking about. Sticking this whole straw all the way down. Damn.
All the way up.
No, I'm gonna start bleeding. I'm like,
yeah.
Ladies, next. I'm like,
yeah, it go back. It go. Jay, I mean, obviously we don't have like no answers like on the production side of things, you know, and what we do. How do you think we're gonna move forward with production? Like, how do you think the production, like how many people are gonna be on set? Like, do you think we're gonna start limiting people? Like, what do you think how do you think we're gonna move forward with that? Just in your opinion. Obviously, we have no answers.
I mean, I think they'll roll out shows. Like, I think talk shows will come back first. I think like what we saw with the WNBA draft. Like, I think they'll do stuff like that where you can limit how many people are actually.
Look, Nick, he watched the WNBA draft. Continue, Jay.
I don't think nobody watched that.
The homie calls it. Rucco is the homie, so I support my boy.
I like the number two pick though. After the number 2 pick, I was like, damn.
Oh, girl. Yeah.
Satu Sabali.
But I think what they'll do is like those types of shows will come back because you can limit how many. Like, they won't do studio audiences. You only need camera. They'll limit that. And I think for like productions like ours, I think they'll test all of us before we go back. I think there'll be a version of, we'll probably do the actual coronavirus test. We'll probably do an antibody test. Mm-hmm. And then I think depending on where you fall on that scale, they'll let you go back to work. My guess is they'll probably do temperature checks on people every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know there are studios that are already buying tests.
Yeah.
So when they go back into production, they can test whole productions before they send people back to work. Like, I think that's just going to be, you know, if we get to go back to work in the fall, I think that's the way it'll be.
Yeah,
I
feel like
sex scenes and kissing scenes and like all that stuff. Like
that shit. I was like, yo, just silhouette it.
Wait, take us there, because Sarunas has given us little insights. Like, what is it like shooting those scenes?
This is my mentor right here.
I mean, you know, you I mean, come on, right? Like, you
say, you know.
The whole process is, so they come to you and it's written as it is, and then they usually tell you. Now we have somebody whose job is specifically to tell you how the director wants to shoot it, and like, are you okay with however it's going to be shot? You sign off on that. Then wardrobe comes to you, and they give you like 4 or 5 different cocksock options.
Yep.
So you get to choose how you want to cover yourself up. So, you know, it'd be, what'd you say?
A cocksock?
Yeah, bro.
So it's like, you can have a version that looks like a thong, but like, it's like clear. You can have a version that's a cup that you like tape onto. You know what I'm saying? You choose what you want to wear.
Y'all never actually touch nothing?
Not private. It's like in a sense.
No.
Man, some movies I be thinking they really busting it out.
That's what they're supposed to do. That's our job. You don't bust that fast.
It should be like 2 seconds, but like y'all, it don't never like accidentally go in. Like, oh shit, my bad, I didn't mean to go in you. Like,
nah, that's what that stuff's there for.
How would you say, Nick?
Oh, my bad, I didn't mean to go in. That shit. Oh, my bad. I didn't really mean to, but I
just keep doing this, don't I?
No. You don't do that, bro.
No, it does not happen like that.
But
it's super, you know, it's like people in the room, like talking you through, like faster, slower, grab here, grab there, say this.
Move your head to the left. You blocking her.
All right.
Here's what I'll say.
I might forget.
One, it's not as sexual as you think. It's not. It really isn't.
I think usually it starts out and it's mad. Usually when you start out, it's mad awkward. Yeah, covering up. The girls are always covering up or whatever. But I think like after a minute, everybody just gets that it's like it's not as like you said, like it's not as sexy and as sexual as you actually think it is. It's so mechanical, and you being talked through it because honestly, and this is actually crazy wild. What looks good for sex on TV ain't the same as.
But at the same time, you don't want to be not like, you got to be in between. I think like you don't want to be super soft, and she's like, damn, that's all you got. But then you don't want to be like hard, like, damn, what's wrong with you? So
Nick's
for
a
me,
nut,
in
bro.
my mind, I would be in
boy,
between. I would be in
Yo,
between.
okay, I feel like I gotta throw a timeout or a foul or something. That was an out of bounds.
I
like
might
you sort
have
of
a sex scene one day, so I
You
want to
might.
know how should I approach it.
Well, find the right cocksock. Okay, TJ.
Wow.
Right.
TJ, I have a question for you though.
For sure.
This is like, since we're on this like whole things heating up, social media, how do you evaluate after The Last Dance, or even as JC said, when the NBA shuts down, those Twitter moments that happen? Because I don't know, we're all biased here. Like NBA basketball is our favorite sport. So I feel like NBA Twitter is the best. You understand this better than anyone else on this planet. Take us behind the tweets.
Yeah, I think the challenge is, especially for the leagues, they're like, yo, do we have to tweet another classic game tonight? Or do we have to ask somebody else for another Q&A from their couch?
Right,
like the content is starting to get a little redundant. So for us, we have to help consult and help them think of different strategies to make people want to consume their content. Like, because all the players that we work with, like, damn, another request? I'm at home. I'm chilling. I'm with my family. Like, it's kind of the same. Jordan, I know you're dealing with it right now. Like, they reach out to everybody.
Yeah.
I want people to do stuff different. Like,
yeah.
But people always see you with your kids. Like, you know what I mean? You put stuff on camera when you're an NBA player so the public know you're a family man, all that stuff. But do something around the house. Like, because when the dog's shitting in your crib, you over there right now, you picking it up. Your wife ain't picking it up right now.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But so that's a good point. So that's the conversation that we have to have with the leagues. Like, we need to have a different perspective. Let's show a different side of the story. And we're working on that. But last night was like, the volume and engagement that we saw on Twitter was similar to a finals game. It was crazy.
Man.
Everybody was stuck at home in their living room watching the same thing. So it felt like a community viewing party, except we were all separate from each other.
Yeah, that's what's dope about like The Last Dance and Insecure has been like that. It's always a communal experience, and I think that's what people also, that just adds another reason why people are so excited about watching the show. So that's always been an exciting time for it, man.
For sure.
Oh, y'all probably talked about this already, but I'm curious what y'all think with Nick and Jordan, what y'all think about playing possibly with no fans in the stadium.
Yeah, right.
Like, is that you cool with it? Y'all cool with it?
I mean, to be honest with you, I ain't really tripping.
You're just gonna do what you gotta do.
First and the 15th happen. If we entertaining the world, we hooping. We good.
Yeah, you good. Janae, what you think?
Right.
You know,
I don't think nobody watching.
Don't, Nick.
He always
Stop
tries us.
talking shit on our sister.
Because she always told me.
That's true.
I know
that is true.
we
that
have
is
this
true.
weird thing. We
That
have
is
this
true.
love
They
hate
little
thing. It's okay.
bro
Nicholas.
sis thing. Yeah.
He gonna be the biggest fan when he comes to my games.
Oh,
I'm like,
and
I'm like, who that?
What I'm saying, if it ain't no fans, all you gonna hear is what they gonna have people running the music saying defense, and you gonna hear every call.
It's gonna be sneakers, baby. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything gonna be.
You gonna hear all the cussing.
It's there for the game now. You just hooping for the game, for the love of the game. Ain't no fans out there no more.
Yeah,
fans gonna get the stuff delayed on TV or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just what it is. Like,
You hear more
if you can't hoop,
more calls.
Yeah.
What happened when you go work out at the gym, Nick? Who would it be? It'd be us and the homies.
But it still would be your coach gonna be there, so you can't just act stupid on the court. So,
Well, I mean, at least we can get away with some of the stupid stuff that we do on the court. So it's kind of like
you won't get away with
everybody ain't gonna. Yeah,
you won't feel that's crazy. So
you won't feel that's crazy. Like us
I
that
just do that shit in front of all these people. You won't feel like that. Okay, I get it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Tanae, how would you feel playing with like nobody in the?
honestly, like I feel like
shit.
we are we actually have great fans. The Sparks led the league in attendance, I think, with about like 7,000, 8,000 per game. So that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Nick, those are numbers I can send to you if you need them. But I personally feel like I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be weird to not have fans there because they do give us a lot of energy. But I feel like as hoopers, people expect us to assume the responsibility to like go and entertain. You know what I mean? It's like I do it just because of the responsibility that we have as like being afforded the platform. But at the same time, I'm not like a fan of having no fans. But if that helps people through their day, through this tough time, and we can do it safely, you know, why not?
I don't know. It just seems the one thing I've seen though throughout this process is how, especially like, you know, because NBA was already in the middle of it, or towards the end of the season, it just seems like, you know, athletes are just, it's just another example of they're not being viewed fully as human beings.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole pandemic going on and it's just like everyone's trying to like really figure this out. How do we get this season going? I'm like, you don't, bro. You know how dangerous this shit is? Like, you know, like prayers out to Cat's family. See what happened with mom. Like, you know, there's a child in Michigan, one of the like first, you know, to go from this. Is just, to me, it's just like, why get all these? I get, you know, they don't want to test the whole teams and everybody's clear. Then yeah, do your thing. But you know, to me, it's just too much of a hustle to try to get these human beings on the court.
Yo, and think about that. Yo, the president of the United States called commissioners together to be like, yo, hurry this shit up.
That's how important the NBA
that's
is.
Crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Like, that should be viewed as a good thing too.
I mean, in a sense, but also it's for profit because to the world, they're not doing it because like, look, these people love basketball. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing this because like, get these niggas out there so we can make these money, like this money. You feel me? Like, what are y'all doing? We got ratings. We got these TV deals.
But people need something to look at. They like, damn, niggas is going crazy. Let them see
You're
somebody
right.
flying around.
You're right, but that's not how they're viewing it, is what I'm saying. They don't care about what.
How he viewing it?
Trump. All right, we're not gonna get into all that. We're not gonna get into all that.
I think Trump on our side. He can send me a check and he wants the NBA back.
Oh my God.
I can't. Oh my God.
There's a lot.
Yeah, just keep shaking your head, Jay. And on that note, we have a lot of best friends and bros on here, so I want to sort of go around the circle and hear what you guys think about each other. I don't know if you have like a funny story, something that happened on set, Jay, that involves Sarunas. JC, get your mind thinking for a Nick story, please.
Y'all got y'all can do the MS fuck Nick, all right?
Fuck Nick. Y'all recorded? Fuck Nick, man. He owe me money. I'm weak.
Yeah.
Let's start with the insecure cast. You guys have anything?
Funny.
I mean, shoot. Y'all want me to go first?
Go for it.
They said insecure.
No.
JC, go.
You said JC.
Let him go.
No, you said JC.
Insecure. Relax.
Yeah.
Go, JC. Go.
Yeah. Y'all got it first. Go ahead.
Oh my God. They put it right, flip it on us. Cause it's a basketball podcast. We lose the power and shit.
I don't know, Sarunas, you go.
What's the fun? I will say, you know what? All right, I'll say this. This one I knew, like, obviously I was a big fan of Insecure season 1, and I joined season 2. And I mean, I knew obviously it was a big hit watching it and just seeing the impact of it, but you never really know till you're in it, right? And I remember before it even aired, we were at Essence Festival, Jay. You remember we were, and you remember we went to go to meet
up with very messy Essence, bro. I remember.
No.
Wait. Before we go to Essence, TJ, I want to say thank you for joining us.
Yes,
shout out to the hoodie. You the realest.
Yo, and shout out to you, 3 sisters in the WNBA.
Man, 3 sisters in the WNBA, yo.
Yeah, y'all doing it. Y'all doing it
on the same team on one of them.
And we look forward to the pizza on Sunday again and again.
Appreciate you.
Are we running the back?
Yeah, every Sunday we so appreciate you, TJ.
All right, y'all.
All right, man.
Thanks, TJ. Okay, back to Essence Fest, please, Lord.
No. Go ahead.
I'll tell you. So we at Essence Festival, and now season 2 hasn't come out yet, right? So nobody knows about my character and my storyline. So I'm able to be involved, but not be known as a part of the show yet, which was a great learning experience for me. It was so cool. I'm basically on this on this hip the whole time, just kind of like, you know, ask him everything. And I knew how big it was. This one that really hit me. I was like, wow, this shit's so real and important to people and big. Was we were leaving our hotel and we were going to meet up with some of the folks at Acme, I think. And you remember we walked and it was like a 10-minute walk. And I kid you not, a whole bus stopped a whole bus stop. They was like, oh no, that's Lawrence. And some of them calling him Blue from the game, but they was like, oh no, that's Lawrence. The whole bus stop, and they came out taking pictures with this man. I said, oh, this is serious. And we couldn't go for 45 or like a minute straight of walking, like without being stopped and stuff. And then I just remember, and I'm over here just taking pictures of bus stop for it. I'm like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, oh man, this is for real. And I just, it raised my appreciation of it, even though I appreciate it already at a high level. I just was like, there was even more found appreciation for it to even be chosen to be a part of this cast and the team of it, and just seeing how the hard work pays off and how much people appreciate, especially the culture, but everybody, not just like the culture, but everybody appreciates the show. So that was one of my favorite memories to have. Just honestly walking down, I was like,
all right, Lawrence, your turn.
No. I want the snitch story. That was a beautiful story, but where's the snitch story?
Snitching? I ain't MJ.
You're not getting it.
I ain't MJ, but
this is one night. We don't air. We don't
do that. Yeah, we don't do that. We like each other over here.
All right, your turn, Jay.
I got to think. I mean, mine is two things. I mean, thinking of that essence is actually Sarunas was wilding out.
What was he doing? What was he doing?
I'm not gonna go there because it's a whole bunch of other names I don't want to drop in there.
Just give us hints.
I wasn't involved, but it was some people over there doing this thing, and it was some people in the other. I wasn't there.
I'm weak.
No. But Sarunas, for me, I'll say this. I remember the first time I met Sarunas and he was like, yo, I'm the president of the Lawrence Hive. And I remember looking at him like, who the fuck is this dude? Like, what is he talking about? And I with you not, this dude would come for every single person's head on Twitter, on Instagram, in person. It didn't matter where it was. He would come for every single person's head. If they came for Lawrence or if they came for me.
Yep.
And then fast forward, an incident happens and he comes for somebody who's in our family. And all I could think about was, and this is the same thing, but like all I could think about was this dude's like passion and his loyalty to his friends is beyond, I think, anything that like people would ever expect, especially actors. Especially, I mean, just what we do in general. I think we just don't. It's funny because like as I see JC and Nick like sit here with their relationship, like it makes me realize that like that bond that these two have is probably not that regular out there in their world. You know what I'm saying? And the bond that like we get to have on set is not that regular out there in the world. But to see him like defend his family was just, it was an amazing thing because a lot of people wouldn't have done that. A lot of people would have just turned the other way and kept walking. So I just, I love him for that. He might have, he might have watched. He should have said it to who he said it to. He could have just said it to us. He could have just texted us instead of putting it out.
Message, but no.
Whoops.
Nope, Nick. Nope. Nope.
Which one was it? Was it one of the girls?
Yeah. I mean, it's out there.
It's out there. You go see it.
It's the girl that started with an A. What's her name?
Who?
The light-skinned girl.
Boy.
Jordan, you got
the political one.
Oh,
Jordan, what's your story?
JC, what's your story, man?
Go ahead, JC.
You got mad at me before, too. Everything.
No way.
Yes.
Wait, tell your story, Nick.
Yeah, word.
JC. All right, JC, tell your story.
Nah, man. Tell the rest of the story.
Man.
One time when I knew JC was crazy, right? He was in Atlanta. And he was a rookie, I guess. No, it's second year. Feeling good about himself.
It was second year because bro was on the team.
Yeah. Second year. And he had just got this girl. He got a girlfriend, right? I guess he was trying to like be a grown man, but he wasn't ready for that yet. He still just got there. I see, just got his feet wet.
We can't hear you, Nick. You gotta get a little closer. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
You could, bro. Just couldn't hear you, bro.
All right. Let me get it right there. So look, he was trying to get his feet wet, right? We in Atlanta. He was in a relationship. I said, man, it's too early for this relationship shit. You just signed with the Lakers. You the man, right? You can't be doing this shit right now.
So I guess they all went out. I didn't go out. They all went out. They all went out to the strip club. They was out there turned like a motherfucker. They was doing their thing.
Hey, there's somebody on the team that bring a silver case. They had a sparkler. You know what was in that silver case?
They was turned.
Oh
boy.
my God.
This nigga come to me the next day and said, man, I think I found a new wife. I said, what is wrong with you, man? He said, what should I do? Should I just leave her? She at my house, though. How can I kick her out? I said, what is wrong with you? I said, don't do that. I'm advising him not to do it. I said, wait till we at least get home, bro. You just met this girl at the strip club. He said, so you crazy. Look, just met at the strip club. And then I guess my words didn't get through to him because her bags is outside the house. Adrian had to go get the keys. She was destroying everything in the house. So I ain't gonna say who it was, but that's when I knew. Yeah,
Wow.
He was a wild young fella right there.
So young, boy.
I fucked up. I messed up, man. I messed up. I was teaching him the ropes, but
you failed your hook.
But nah, he was hooping. He hooped though. He might be messed up off the court. But he hoops. So I did my job.
I come back on the court. I handle my business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But them
I don't know how to do it. He like AI. Back then.
When I tell you, whatever, it's me being a rookie, but him and Jordan Hill stomped my phone out in the elevator at one time. Both of them. We in New York.
I forgot about that.
We go to dinner early. It's like we went shopping. First of all, Nick was like my vet, so like he bought me my first bag when I got to the league. I was like, I'm on now. I'm on my backpack. I'm getting off the bus, swagging, all that. Gave me my first designer shoes. All that.
Dope. Okay, dope vet. Yeah.
Man, what? We in New York. We walking around, chilling. We go to dinner.
That dinner was spiked. They spiked that dinner. Then we ordered some shots. The dude gave us, what was it?
The one Rihanna be talking about, the Louis 13.
Louis 13. Our bill ended up being so much, bro.
They bought the whole bottle of Louis 13.
Oh man.
In a restaurant. I was like, we own that. We go to another spot. Remind you that the game is at 1, 2 o'clock. So we got early breakfast meeting. So we getting back to the hotel.
It's late.
We riding the elevator. I dropped one of my phones. Nick starts stomping it. I'm like, nah, bro.
She never dropped it in the elevator.
And I was like, all right. I try to act all tough. Like, I don't need that phone, nigga. Like, whatever, nigga. So I put out my other phone. Jordan Hill slap it out of him. They get to both stomping it. Jordan Hill got some big old Timbs on. Some real
this size 18.
He did wear some Timbs.
No, it wasn't Timbs, you man.
He did have some Timbs.
Stomping them. I was like,
we was mad, bro. Cause Jordan had us at the strip club all night, bro. We was there before the strippers was there. We was sitting outside waiting. I said, dog, what is wrong with us? We need to find something to do that bad. George said, just wait, man. Just wait, man. I mean, the strippers was getting out their cars and shit. We just sitting there waiting outside the strip club. It was the craziest shit in the world, bro.
They're getting out the
car. We get back to the hotel. They stomped both my phones out. I don't know.
Then
they come in the room and pull the phones out the jacks, though.
Oh my God.
They was already broke. They was already broke. What you need phones?
You know what I'm saying? They already broke. No, they wasn't broke. They was on. I was trying to get a wake up call. Pull the joints out. Leave. I'm sitting there. It's already late. We done been drinking. We've been chilling. I'm trying to plug the phone back in the jacks. You know, you got to re-plug the phones. I'm like, dog. So I'm sitting there just looking at the ceiling like, how I'm going to wake up from this meeting. We got a game in like a few hours. They just
got to the hotel later. Oh, we got there late as shit. Hey, you should never drop your phone.
That's how you know nobody respect the Knicks. Y'all was playing the Knicks?
Nah,
it was Brooklyn then. It was Brooklyn then.
It wasn't as good. They got KD.
Knicks had Melo in them. They had Melo in them. They was kind of good then.
Yeah, the Knicks was good.
Yeah.
When we went there. But Brooklyn, they was kind of weak.
Yeah, it was trash.
It was trash.
Oh,
I think D. Will was on his way out. No,
yeah,
he was on his way out. We still beat them, I think. Jay Hill killed that night.
Oh, yeah, I remember that shit.
Was Kobe healthy or was he on?
Nah, he wasn't playing.
He was hurt.
He didn't play that night.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I was like, y'all wow. Shit. Y'all wow, Kobe was there.
I stumped his phone out. I did stump that phone out.
Jordan slapping the phone out of his hand, started stopping with his Timbs was the funniest image out of my head right now. That shit's hilarious.
They used to have me on some burnt mentions though. They be like, yo, it's an Uber outside. Go pick me some Popeyes up. I'm like, dog, where the Popeyes at, bro? I got to be at the gym early. It's like, all right, catch the early bus. Like, I got to go work out. Like, I'm a rookie. I know I ain't playing. So I'm running around trying to find this Popeyes. I come back with some biscuits and rice.
Cheesecake.
You got shit all in my face.
We was the first people at the strip club. That's the funniest shit in the world. Me, you, and Jordan Hill was waiting on the strippers to come in. We was at the strip club in the front, sitting on the little wall, just sitting. Strippers getting dropped off by they dudes and everything. We up here waiting for them like we security.
They walking the dudes is walking their girls up, dropping them off. And we like, all right. Oh, this Mikey P.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. That was a whole experience. I was like, man.
It was crazy. We was in there throwing money at each other. It was sick.
We for sure was throwing money at each other, running around. First of all,
y'all sound like rappers.
It was nobody. First of all, it was nobody in the strip club.
It was nobody in there. It was a burnt day. Like, we were just so bored. It was a burnt day. So the ones we had, we just throwing them at each other. Like, it was.
Where were y'all at? Starlets?
Yeah.
We end up playing literally tag with wads of money, just like chunking them across the club.
And that's why Jordan Hill was mad. That's why he was mad at him. Because Jordan was playing around too much.
Kobe had the interview with Jimmy Kimmel. With Jay Lee.
Wait, what happened with Kobe and Jimmy Kimmel?
Right.
You thought when we all was turned and Kobe seen us turned on Jimmy Kimmel.
So they won a game. Jordan Hill, Jeremy Lin, and Nick come over there. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Big doves over here. Blah, blah. And man, Cole was on. He was hurt at that time.
Yeah, he was hurt.
And then he got on Jimmy Kimmel, was like, he get that still face like,
yeah, I hate that look, boy.
Man,
that's the coldest look in the world, boy.
Hey, bro.
You know you messed up. Like, why did I do that shit? Like, you just know it.
You already know.
You know you messed up, or you better get right.
And he don't say nothing. He just look at you like.
First day I ever seen Nick stick up for himself was that day.
Oh, when that got caught on camera, the one he said nobody in the work got me.
Oh yeah, nobody can go on me. I was like. There's a lot of stuff that happened after that, though.
Yeah.
That people don't know.
Yeah.
In the locker room.
Yeah.
You got real crazy in there. Remember what happened with Jalen? We ain't gonna talk about
what Jalen you said?
I forgot about all that. That's crazy. Hey, but look though, man, this is the longest podcast I've ever been on, man. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. I love y'all,
that was gold. That was gold. But hey, to wrap things up, you mentioned Kobe. I feel like because this is the season finale, I think we should end things with Kobe because he is the guy this year, right? This is all for him, Kobe. So I guess, JC, I guess that moment was probably not your highlight experience with Kobe, but like, what did he mean to you? Is there a time or a place where you're like, you cherish that in your heart the most? And then we'll go around with everybody.
I mean, like that was bro. Like I would go shoot with him in the morning, all that. Like Nick been in workouts with him in the mornings too, where he'll tell motherfuckers shut the fuck up, keep people out the gym, like all your homies, all that. Like he's about business all the time.
Yeah.
And then, going to shoot with him in the morning, all that. And you know, it's tough though. Like that's really like big bro. And it's to be honest with you, I still like don't feel like
I don't feel like he's gone, bro.
I don't feel like he's gone. Like I still want him. I still think he'll come down from them Calabasas hills and just like walk out of there.
Yeah.
I ain't really accepted it yet. I ain't really answered no questions on it either.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he's like, I mean, he's been one of the reasons like my career's lasted so long. This summer we was in the gym at the Mamba facility, Mamba Academy, working out, talking to me. He was there. You know, it was a lot of stuff that was going on. You know, it's hard, you know, dealing with it. Like one of your best homies, that's like me losing Nick, like, you know what I mean?
Don't say no shit like that. I'm gonna be here.
Shut up.
Over here.
Like, them was my dogs, though. Like, them was two dudes when I came to the league, I really looked up to, and like them was my people. So, I mean, on all that, it just says, like, keep hooping, keep going, keep striving. That Mamba mentality, I remember when it happened, we was in Utah, I was on the training table, about to get ready for practice. They sent me home.
Yeah, I know that's crazy.
And I'm sitting there like, man, hell no, nigga ain't dead. I start texting security, start texting everybody. I'm just like, man. They're like, nah, JC, it's real. Like, I'm thinking it's fake as hell. Like, nah, some plane just crashed. That's like everyday routine for him, though. That's like us getting in the car.
Yeah.
Like, him getting on the plane was like us getting in the car in the mornings.
He used to show up to our plane on his helicopter.
And what he do? He ain't gonna walk there.
Get in the plane be like 50, like 20 feet away from us. He get in the little cart trolley just to get to the stairs. I was like, come on, man, that's crazy.
Literally like this. Pick up Kobe, come right there, drop him off on the plane.
He's laying in the airport for it. Then it's crazy,
man.
But like that was he was real close to everybody, especially on his way like going out. He really started like being interactive with everybody. So I mean, it makes a lot. All this like, I mean, it makes you appreciate everything, especially us being home right now with all this Corona stuff. Makes you appreciate family, friends. Anytime I pick up the phone, Nick calling, even though he thought I was gonna give Corona to him on the phone. But
I ain't taking no calls.
Like, it's a brothership and something that's always gonna last forever. And we getting it on that. Being forever, man. Straight up.
Yeah, man. That's
beautiful. That's beautiful, JC. Jay, how about you? Because I know we started this show with The Last Dance. I know MJ is your guy, but you obviously are, like Sarunas, a huge part of Hollywood here. And I know you probably have that same drive, right? Like that Kobe sort of emulates that Mamba mentality. You transform that to the screen, the small screen, the big screen. What did he mean to you? And I don't know if you have any like specific stories interacting with him or just that whole experience.
I mean, I only got to meet him once, and it was while I was on the game. And I remember him saying that he knew my character, like he knew who Blue was. And to me, that was like, I mean, it was just the biggest thing in the world. Like, just to be, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, everybody busy, but that dude is that dude. You know? Like, I was like, what is he talking about, man? Like,
this thing, he knew everything.
Like, he just knew everything, bro. And it was just such a crazy, I don't know, man. To me, that's the thing that's so inspiring about cats like him, like, and about Mamba mentality and like everything that went into that, like, and like Jordan was saying, like the business all the time, like being like elite at everything you do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, like that is such an amazing thing that like I try to strive for, you know what I'm saying? As an actor, as a writer, as a producer, as a director, as a father, as, you know what I'm saying? Like to my girl, like everything, I feel like I try to be as best as I could possibly be and like not take any day for granted and try to have fun at the same time. You know what I mean? But there's something about that that's just, I don't know, man. It sits on my heart big time. I obviously didn't have a relationship that these dudes had, but like I like them. I feel like every single day, like we just gonna hear that, like, oh, Kobe just hopped on. Like, he headed to do this thing. You know what I mean? Or he gonna pop up on an interview. Like, it just doesn't feel fully formed. That is.
And Jay, is there someone in Hollywood that you consider to be like a similar mentor to you? Because like Kobe was that for us in hoop. Is there someone that you sort of rely on the same way?
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple different people that I talk to from time to time. Amari Hardwick has been like a big brother to me for a long time. Charles King, who runs Macro, has been like a big brother at times. Issa, even in a way, You know what I'm saying? Like with the business that she's created, has been like a bit of a mentor. Sam Jackson has been like that at times. It's a couple people who I've, getting to work with Tom Cruise on Top Gun for a year. Like Tom became that in a lot of ways. And it's interesting because you see similar traits in all of them and like what they put into their work, you know what I mean? And why they're all legends in what they do. So, in their respective walks of their careers. So, yeah.
On that note, that was a word. Thank you, Thank you so much, JC and Jay Ellis.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Y'all tune in to Insecure on Sundays. Jay Ellis directed episode this season.
Let's
Episode 7.
go.
So, yeah. So y'all gotta tap in. Lawrence High Strong.
Let's go.
So once again, big thanks to you, Jordan, Clarkson.
Are you gonna get back with her or what?
Oh God, here we go.
Nah,
you gotta watch. Man. Keep me employed. Come on.
You're right. The suspense is on.
Thank you guys. ESPN. I watch all the games just to keep me employed. You know what I'm saying? I make sure y'all get them ratings.
We tap in.
You're right. It works both ways.
Yeah.
Thanks you guys for joining us. This made our finale episode just amazing. I think we got 2 perfect guests plus TJ Adeshola of Twitter Sports. And then my sisters were on as well. Yeah. So thank you guys. And y'all be safe. Take care of one another.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. All the above.
Hey, fuck you. All right, get off my.
All right, we all get to hang up. All right, bye, everybody.